Welcome back, Plug Nation. You already know you're about to get some great information. Whatever you got to do, make sure that like button is blue, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's get right into the news. So NBA 2K23 is right around being out for 2 months. I want you guys to rate it in the comment section for me out of 10, okay? Let me know real quick and let's hop into the video. So Keysticks, if you don't know who this is, he currently has the most points on 2K23 out of 100,000. As you guys know, that's what you need to hit Legend. He's got 71,000 points. Now, this was from a few days ago, so I'm guessing he's closer to 80,000. His chair must smell like death, and his room must smell like hot Fritos, but keep grinding, bro, because First Legend can really change your life. But that is crazy to me that he's almost got 100,000 points, and we're not even in Season 3 yet.
And now a word from our sponsors.
The NBA is back, and people are making easy money by just having sports knowledge. It's this easy on Prize Picks. You can pick whether someone's going to have a good or bad game with points, assists, turnovers, whatever you want, but look how easy it is to play. I'm going to select Paolo and Bol Bol. Now, Paolo's been going crazy and is projected to have 23 points, so I'm picking over that he will score more and less for Bol Bol, and that's it. You'll make 3 times how much you put in. So link is in the description. Use my code at checkout and they will 100% deposit match you. So if you put in $100, they will give you $200 to play with. Thank you for Prize Picks for sponsoring, and let's get back into the video. Anyway, if you all have been in the 2K community for a while, you know that it's tradition to go back to the old 2K and say that it's so much better than the new one that's out right now, and that's exactly what the 2K community is doing. It could be the greatest 2K of all time, and people are still going to go back to the old one and hype it up. So as you see right here, these kids are going back to the stage, and KP said game so dead, people going back to 22, Laffy face, 2K done, and yeah, the stage is apparently more packed on 2K22 than it is in 2K23. But you also got to remember, yes, the stage is a very small part of the 2K community. It's less than 1% of people that are like stage players, you know what I'm saying? But those people have a lot of pull on people's opinions, apparently. So they all have the same derpy face scan, same play style, same builds, they listen to the same music. I mean, they're all gonna do the exact same thing that everybody else is doing. So that is what's going on right now. A lot of people are going back to 2K22, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, yeah, I'm going to go back to 2K22, 2K21 to make a video, to make some content, but I promise you, I'm not going to say 2K22 is a better game or 2K21 was a better game than 2K23. In my opinion, I think 2K23 is better than both of those games. Of course, this game is not perfect at all, but it's definitely better than the last 2 that we've had. Anyway, Swante went to Twitter and he had an opinion about it. He said people never went back and played the old 2K this fast, crying face. And I'm not really sure about that. I don't have like a timetable of when people went back last year, but it happens every single year. You guys know this if you're in the 2K community. It is literally tradition, like I said. Anyway, Splash Edition said, damn, Madden Pro players complaining, 2K Pro players complaining, and COD Pro players complaining. The gaming era for casuals is upon us. And a lot of people either don't know or aren't able to face the truth of that's where a lot of games have gone. They're not catering to the 1% of their game that's at the very top, like stage players on 2K23, because they know that's a very small percentage of their player base. It's even less than 1% of comp stage players on 2K, and 2K League players and stuff like that is a very small pool of people. So they're not going to make the game around that. They're going to make it to where casual players want to get back on the game and continue spending money. You know what I'm saying? That's what Call of Duty has been unfortunately doing for years now with skill-based matchmaking. And of course, if it was actually hurting their profits, they would take it out of the game, but they're seeing that it's actually helping. So Little Timmy 37 with a 0.2 KD is only playing against Billy Bobs with a also 0.2 KD, and that's going to keep them on the game longer instead of playing people that are super sweaty at the game and they're never going to be able to get a kill. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the direction gaming has gone in. I'm not a big fan of skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty because my lobbies are super sweaty, and if I want to play very sweaty games, I would go play League Play and Ranked when it comes out, which I will be doing, but it's basically going to be the exact same thing because they're going to be matching me up against people near my skill level, except for we're all going to be playing objective every game. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of where 2K has gone, although this year they tried to do something with the skill gap that I finally realized it probably wasn't the best move for 2K to do. Now, of course, I like it because I'm an above average player and I'm able to time my shots. And what I'm talking about is where you have to green every shot to make it. As you see, I'm shooting like 66% this year. I've only went down like 5% compared to last year, but the casual player is now not wanting to play the game because they can't shoot. Now, once again, like I said, I'm not saying that I don't like this, okay? I think that, you should have to time your shot right. But at the same time, what they tried to do when they implemented that is they tried to make this skill gap so much bigger, but the top players, the top, I don't know, 10, 20% of 2K players already knew how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it really just hurts the casual players who get on for an hour or two a day, and maybe that's not good for 2K's numbers. I don't know. We will see when their profits come out and what they do with 2K24. Are they going to keep it this way? That's going to be a big indicator on whether they think this is going to, generate profit for the game, if people actually like that. So it's going to be really interesting in 2K24 to see that for sure. Anyway, another 2K League professional came out on Twitter and he said, and 2K is a good game, but at some point we gotta nerf this glove badge. I'm watching shooting guards run around with a 99 steal rating getting beat on purpose to get a back tap. It's kind of bad. Now a back tap, if you don't know what he's talking about, is when the guy with the ball is in front of the defender and the defender, like the lockdown, is able to get that steal really easy. So that is something that's very common in 2K23, where you're able to get that steal from behind just like really efficiently. And what he's saying is there's people in Pro-Am that are playing unrealistic defense by letting the guy with the ball get by them just to get that back tap, and there's not much the player on offense can do about it. Now, like I said, I gave you guys my opinion on steals in 2K23 on next gen only because I hadn't played a lot of current gen. I only played it for one video, and that really wasn't my opinion. But at the same time, I don't have the perspective of a 2K League professional who is playing other 2K League professionals every single day. In every game they're guarding a pure lock. They have to try and score on a pure lock every single game. Now, Luck went to Twitter and he said the NBA 2K21 is the most overrated 2K of all time. And I think the only place you would see that it was highly rated was the stage players on Twitter, because a lot of people did not like that game, including myself. I have it really low on my rankings, like right there with 2K18 and also 2K21 next gen as well. So I don't really know where that comes from, but you guys let me know what you think is the most overrated 2K of all time. I see a lot of people saying 2K20, but I don't know. Anyway, Cooley said, removing adrenaline bars would make this game 10 times better for everyone. Rim runners and 300s, or having 5 adrenaline bars instead of 3. You either dunk or shoot a fade with 3 bars, LOL. So I've seen a lot of people like Yardman in that tweet where they're against adrenaline being in the game. And it's not really because they want to cheese. It's from his opinion, like you've seen right there, where it's either you run and fade or you run and dunk. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it, because I've just adjusted to the adrenaline being in the game, and it's not really a skill thing. There's a lot of things that people don't understand when you complain about gameplay. It doesn't have to be about skill. Like if I was to come out right now and say that I don't like adrenaline being in the game, it's not so I can win more games, because I'm winning plenty of games. You know what I'm saying? It's just an opinion that I have on the gameplay. But I have been seeing a lot of people talk about adrenaline and how they feel about it on 2K23, and it's usually in a negative light. So I don't really know, because like I can play either 2K without it. It's not a big deal to me, but I do understand what he's saying, how it's either like you run and fade or you run and dunk. But if 2K takes adrenaline out next year in 2K24, which by the way is another interesting thing to see if they're going to do that in 2K24, if they're going to keep it or not, how do they combat the quote-unquote left-right cheese? Because that's what adrenaline was put in the game to do, but it doesn't necessarily stop the left-right cheese. I don't know. 2K is definitely in a tough like little space in terms of people's opinions, because there's people that definitely want it in the game because they think that it really stops the left-right cheese, and there's people that don't want it in the game, and you know, it's just gonna be like that all the time with 2K, bro. That's how the community is. Anyway, as you all know, Season 2 came out and skeletons were in the shop, and this is a very important thing, by the way. And yes, they were 35,000 VC, 40,000 VC, which is much cheaper than I thought 2K was gonna make them. I thought it was gonna be like 100K VC, but as you see, this guy bought a skeleton and it's orange but it's black when it's on your screen, and that's not the biggest mistake 2K made at all with adding skeletons into the game. Some of you might have already seen this, but there's a huge issue on 2K23 right now as we speak, where some of the skeletons make you invisible. Tell me why I'm playing an invisible player. Please ban this cheater. Can't enjoy 2K. So there is literally people right now on 2K23 that are invisible. And I know that a lot of people didn't even mean to do that. They just bought a skeleton and put it on, and now they're invisible. And then of course there's people that heard about it and went to go buy a skeleton because it makes them invisible. So you see right here another picture. So when 2K patching this invisible cheese, damn, I can't win. And there is just countless people that have a skeleton that are invisible. And it makes me question, did 2K even test this before putting it out into the game? And also, why has it been so many days now and it's still in the game? And it almost makes me think that 2K like put it in there on purpose, because you know how the 2K community is. A lot of these kids are gonna be like, oh, I can be invisible, all right, I'm going to buy a skeleton, which is 40,000 BC or whatever, and you know, 2K makes extra money. So I don't really know, man, but 2K, what's going on, bro? invisible players in the game. Invisible. And as you all know, with the Halloween trick-or-treat thing, I told you guys to go do that. There's people that added me on Twitter that seen my video and got unlimited boosts from doing that. So there was some people that were mad at me because they didn't get the same rewards I got, and then there's some people that were very happy with me. They got unlimited boosts. So I don't really know, man, but you know, I'm just the messenger, and apparently I was shot for giving you guys the rewards. But I got like 80 Gatorade, 90 skill boosts, and it had me play the game a little bit more. As you guys know, I did quit my legend grind recently. I'm no longer going for legend just because Call of Duty recently came out, and yes, I'm still playing 2K, but I'm grinding for all my attachments in Warzone, and I'm sweating multiplayer and all that type of stuff. I just don't really think that legend is going to be as worth it to do all that for like 1 or 2 videos, but we'll see. And plus, I can just play on someone's account, you know, when they hit legend. So it's not a big deal, but I'm just letting you guys know I will not be hitting legend this year on 2K23. Now, EJ went to Twitter and he said, if you could change one thing, only one, about NBA 2K23, what would it be? Let me know in the comment section down below. What would you guys change about 2K23 if you could only change one thing? Now, we're right there at 2 months of 2K23 being out, and if you've seen the last video, you know the 2K community is going, oh, 2K23 is dead, and everyone's going back to 2K22. This happens every year, but one thing I will say, as you guys see me kind of prove that it's not necessarily dead in the last video, is that this happens every year. November, the views start to drop a bit. December, a lot of people start getting the game, and then if people are on, you know, Christmas break, and people are streaming more, and the game looks more lit, so of course more other people play it because a lot of people are followers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this is just going to be a continuous cycle, but also at the same exact time, for those of you that are trying to make content or stream or come up as a YouTuber, or just people that are interested in the game being dead or not with the numbers and all that, we don't really know if the game is dead or not. We can't know until we're back on one console. People don't realize that we are split right now as we're talking, and we're more split than we've ever been. Ever since next gen came out, 2K21, it really wasn't that split because a lot of people didn't have next gen. Then 2K22 came out, and people are even more split because there's more people that have next gen. 2K23 came out. Now it's probably like 60% of the players are on current gen, 40% are on next gen, versus at first it was like 90% on current, 10% on next gen. So every year we're getting more and more split as more people are getting next gen consoles, and we can't really see if the community is dead or not until we're back on one game. We have 100% of the players on one game, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really hoping that 2K does that in 2K24, where we're all back on one game, man. That would be great. But guys, drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to your boy Batch. You've been plugged in, click one of these 2 videos, and I'm out. Peace.